Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. The final recap for week 10. I do apologize, this is taking a second to get it out, but kind of wanted to enjoy my weekend watching the indoor football for week 11 and, well, spending time with my family too, because they're pretty important as well. So with that, let's go take a look at the final recap for week 10, and we will start getting ready for week 11 and obviously week 12 as we start doing that as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Sending things out to the Lone Star State. We're going to start the scoring off with a Tyler Huddle 34-yard field goal. It is up. It is good. Shotgun those beers, boys. Next, we're going to go 4.5 minutes. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line motion. Handoff Josh Tomas. He is in. Let's take this to the first play of the second quarter. 3-point lead for the Panthers, but it's an RPO keeper up the middle. Joaquin Collazo takes it in. And then just a few minutes later, 12 minutes to play, Josh Jones sends his men in motion. He's going to look over the middle. Josh Tomas is going to pinball off a defender and take this in for a 19-yard score. We take it to 6.5 minutes to play, down by 3. Tyler Huddle's going to take this field goal up. Good. Crack open a cold one, boys. And then at the 1-minute warning, Josh Jones takes the snap. He's going to do the work all by himself, off 2 defenders and in. Lots of scoring here under the 1-minute warning. Collazo's going to drop back. He's going to look. It's going to be caught. Glenn Gibbons reaches over the goal line and in. Touchdown. And then with 10 seconds left before halftime, Josh Jones fakes the pitch, throws it wide open. Trayvon Alexander. To the second half we go, 13 minutes and an 8-point lead. Josh Jones is going to increase it wide open. Trayvon Alexander again. And then with 10 minutes to play, trying to get back into this, defensive lineman Jonathan Ross drops into coverage and picks off Joaquin Collazo for the Panthers. Under 4 minutes to play here, 1st and 10 for the Gunslingers. Collazo can't find anyone open. He checks out to the flat to Cali Rashad. He might be able to make 1, 2, but he puts the ball on the turf. It rattles around and is picked up by Bay Area. And the Panthers are going to make them play just a couple minutes later. It's Tosin Oyakami in from 8 yards out. Start of the fourth quarter, San Antonio just needs anything. Collazo's going to air this out, and they have something. It's going to be Nyquan Murray, but he puts the ball on the turf. What a great strip by Trey Meadows as the Panthers recover it. Going in a couple minutes later, Panthers have the ball here, 3rd and 7 at midfield. Josh Jones is going to take the snap and off his back foot, heave this in. A beautiful one-handed touchdown snag by Alexander. Let's go 3rd and 1, about 8 minutes to play, needing a miracle. And Joaquin Collazo is going to find, well, a little bit of it. Glenn Gibbons bounces off the ball by himself and takes this one in for 6. And then we go to 4.5 to play. Liam Thompson into the game now. He's going to get bottled up by 2 defenders and put the ball on the turf. So now San Antonio has a chance for more points. 3rd and 10 for the Gunslingers. After that, it's going to be Collazo dropping back, pressure up the middle, and he is sacked. And facing 4th and 14, under 2 minutes to play, Collazo is going to look over the middle. It is intercepted. BJ Tafalele with the pick. Across midfield, great field position for the Panthers as they take this one and pretty much the victory. 1-minute warning for Bay Area. It's just a nice little 1st and goal to go. Liam Thompson dives this one in. 55-26 your final. Let's head out to the rail yard, Fishers, Indiana, where the Freight and Jacksonville Sharks are taking each other on. 1st and goal from the 2 RPO keeper to the right side. Blaine Espinoza takes it in for the first points of the game. Not to be outdone though, 4th and 1 for the Freight. Keegan Shoemaker is going to make his man miss as he takes it in himself for Fishers. Under 13 to play here in the second quarter. Shoemaker is going to just take it in himself. I mean, he didn't need to pitch it or anything. Touchdown. And, well, just a couple minutes later, it's going to be Keegan Shoemaker on a tush-push trifecta just in the first half alone. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Espinoza sends his men in motion, fakes the pitch. He's going to look deep towards the end zone. He's going to air this out. Over the wall goes Marcus Rogers. Did he hold on? Oh, he held on, and he is going to show you that he held on. Get on top of that wall, man. Oh, that aura. Let's pick it up. 4 seconds, final play of the first half. And then 4 seconds, 4 touchdowns. It's going to be Keegan Shoemaker's 4th rushing touchdown of the night. Let's start it off in the second half. Jacksonville getting the ball to start. Tyler Huff, is this a design quarterback run? Who knows, but he didn't see anyone open. He takes off. It's a 28-yard touchdown rush. Welcome to the Indoor Football League. And then to cap it off, to make it 5 points for a game here, under a minute to go, it's going to be Dylan Barnes kicking this one from 24 yards out. First play of the fourth quarter, scary moment. Looks like a big knee hyperextension for Shoemaker as he fumbles the ball. And Jacksonville will capitalize with it. 5-point advantage is now a lead. Larry McCammon takes it in. 10 minutes to play now. Jaya Wright into the game for Fishers, and here comes that Jacksonville defense as they sack him for a huge loss. And then 4.5 to play. Jacksonville with the ball. It's a Tyler Huff tush push. He takes it in as they extend their lead. Now it's Fisher's turn to try and mount a comeback down by 9. Looking to his left, Jai Wright's going to fire to the back of the end zone. He has Jordan Kress for the touchdown. However, a 9-yard tush push is going to put Tyler Huff into the end zone as they extend their lead. On the ensuing kickoff, just adding insult to injury here, 10-point lead is now a 12-point lead. It's a deuce for Dylan Barnes. But with that comes an opportunity for Fishers. Jai Wright is going to look, he's going to evade the pressure, roll out, and he's got Shavera Smith over a defender and in for the touchdown, 6-point game. But the comeback will not happen as the onside kick is eventually recovered for Jacksonville, and they take it 46-40, our final. Final game of our Saturday slate, we have the Arizona Rattlers and the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Ramon Atkins is going to send his men in motion for the Wranglers. He's going to evade the pressure, doesn't get sacked, rolls out to his left side, dives in for the touchdown. Wranglers score first. However, less than 7 minutes to play, design quarterback draw, and Dalton Snead's going to, snake his way in to tie it up. Staying in the first quarter here, 4.5 minutes to play. We're still tied at 7. Ramon Atkins, he's going to get pressure right up the middle, and he's going to go down, but it's not a safety. But less than 2 minutes, the safety does not necessarily affect them as he's going to air this one deep, and Marlon Cook comes down with it to take the lead. Controversial call here. Did he get in? Did he not get in? Refs say he did, so we tie the game at 13. But then it's going to be a tiebreaker. Ron Brown with another touchdown rush as Arizona takes the lead here, 20-13. 2.5 to play here, 3rd and 10 for the Wranglers. Ramon Atkins is going to throw this over the middle. It's going to be caught by Deshaun Stoudemire, but Devontae Merriweather with a peanut punch as the Rattlers recover the fumble. And then with 8 seconds to play, it's going to be a trifecta too. It's going to be Ron Brown getting his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. However, that will not be the final play of the first half. 3.5 seconds to play here. David Elder, and I love this camera angle, by the way. Look at him find the seam. Look at the defenders, or the blockers not get in his way. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, David Elder. Touchdown, Northern Arizona. We take it over to the second half now. Down by 7 are the Wranglers, and Ron Brown's going to take this. No, he's not. It's going to be fumbled and picked up by Mason Newton. Wranglers have a chance here. We need some Kobe Smith highlights up in here. So with 12:20, Ramon Atkins is going to send his men in motion. He's going to look over the middle, throw to the left side, and Smith is going to haul it in. And then with 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes, 1-point game, is going to be a wheel route, motion wheel route. Kobe Smith with another touchdown. Wranglers take the lead. This is the momentum swing of the entire game. 4th and 9, needing a stop. The other side needing at least a first down. Dalton Snead will get away from the pressure. He is just going to YOLO bomb this as he takes a shot. Isaiah Houston comes down with it. What a touchdown, Arizona. Heading to the 4th quarter here, it's a 1-point deficit for the Wranglers. Ramon Atkins is going to find his man wide open. No one went with Susel. It's a 20-yard touchdown catch. And then with less than 10 minutes to play, it's a 7-point game. Dalton Snead is going to look. He's going to go through his progressions. No one to the left side. No blockers, no nothing. Touchdown, Rattlers. And then I love this play right here. 7 minutes to go. Tie game. It's going to be a pitch out, option pitch out. Nolan Susel goes in for the score to take a 7-point lead. But Arizona will answer right back. Snead takes the snap wide open. No one around Jamal Miles as he dives in. 3rd and 13 with just over a minute to play in this game. They need the first down, but Ramon Atkins is going to face pressure. He's going to try and find his way out, but he will not. He'll eventually get sacked. And on the turnover, on downs, they did not score. Arizona's going to take advantage of it, go into the other side, wide open. Who else? Isaiah Houston, touchdown. So, needing the end zone on the final play of the game, 1.3 seconds left, 54-47. Atkins sends everyone deep. He's going to heave this. The ball is going to be batted down. 54-47, Rattlers win. All right, so we have seen the highlights. We have seen the lowlights. We have seen clips and fumbles and touchdowns and what have you. Let's take a look at the stats, dive a little bit deeper, see what we can figure out, and kind of some, afterthoughts and things like that. So, stats over the face. Let's talk about our first game. We have a 55-26 victory in favor of the Bay Area Panthers. And it just kind of shows you how good Bay Area is. And I don't mean this in a mean way towards San Antonio, but sometimes it feels like Bay Area is just not even trying, and they put up numbers like this. It's insane, and it wasn't even with it's not even with the coaching stuff that they have for this season. It dates back to Rob Keefe and Dixie Wooten and all that, and in their championship year as well. Like, there were just some times where it just felt like Bay Area was not trying, and they were putting up stats like this. So let's take a look at the game leaders. Passing yards, Josh Jones, 11 of 16, 128 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He's your leading rusher as well. 74 yards on 12 carries, 1 touchdown. And Trayvon Alexander, your leading rusher for leading receiver for Bay Area, 5 catches, 76 yards, 3 touchdowns. Over to the San Antonio side, Joaquin Collazo, 9 of 21. Not the best day completion to attempts percentage-wise. 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Keyshawn Harper, your leading rusher, 61 yards on 12 carries. And Glenn Gibbons, 3 catches, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns for Gibbons through the air, your leading receiver for the Gunslingers. Over to the team stats here, and 6 for 8 on third downs. That's a very good percentage. That will most likely get you to move the chains and score some touchdowns. Not all the time, but Bay Area takes advantage. 3 for 7 for San Antonio, and 2 of those third downs turned into fourth downs, which they only converted 1 of them. But still, it was kind of Bay Area's defense doing the dirty work when it came to it. Taking a look at the total yards here, San Antonio was still able to gain some yards. Now, they did have to play catch up pretty much at the start of the second half, but for the most part, 116 yards is still pretty respectable, all things considered. And to do that on only 9 completions, they were throwing the ball really well. Now, again, with everything considered. Rushing heavily favors Bay Area, 152 yards, 29 attempts, while only 91 yards. So San Antonio is still running the ball. It's going to show you that they don't, I wouldn't say they don't need Guy Myers, but they don't need like that mobile quarterback. If this is the scheme that they want to run with, they just have to kind of perfect it a little bit. With 91 rushing yards, that's pretty respectable with what they were able to do. San Antonio was kind of saved a little bit too in the field goal game. 6 points out of their 26 goes to Tyler Huddle. Well, more than 6 points. He did kick extra points and stuff like that. But again, 6 of the 26 accounting from the field goals. Not a lot of penalties in this one. You love to see that. And like I said, Bay Area's defense just kind of took over. 4 turnovers, 2 picks, 2 fumble recoveries to really just the 1 fumble recovery for Bay Area or for San Antonio. So with that, I mean, it was kind of just one-sided, and it started out fairly even. Like Joaquin Collazo and San Antonio jumped out to a little bit of a lead in the second quarter. They were able to tie it up at 13, and then Bay Area just kind of flexed their muscle. They did not let San Antonio score in the third quarter and only let them have 7 points. And I don't mean let them like you're allowed, but pretty much we're like, hey, we're up. So whether they took their foot off the gas or not, I'm not entirely sure. But at the same time, like, this is just kind of Bay Area. This is what they do. They will force you to make mistakes. That's what Rob Keefe does, is key fence and everything like that. For San Antonio, kind of ran into a buzzsaw at the wrong time. They need some wins. And obviously hindsight's 2020, so I won't spoil anything, but yeah, that's where we're at with it. I mean, San Antonio looks the part, but I think in this game you kind of got the Iowa Barnstormer version of Joaquin Collazo and not the 7 touchdown version of Joaquin Collazo. So definitely some stuff that needs to be corrected and fixed, and they're not out of the woods yet. Still fighting for a playoff spot are San Antonio. Bay Area, I mean, they are as well, but for the most part, Panthers are kind of, I wouldn't say locked in, because no one's locked in, but they're well on their way. Let's just put it like that. So with that, let's go take a look at our other 2 recaps, our bets. We'll get out of here. All right, so recap number 2 for the Saturday slate. This was a fun game. A tale of 2 halves, and boy, we need to kind of talk about Fishers a little bit. So with that, we've seen the highlights. Let's talk some stats, dive a little bit deeper into it, and let's get after it. So 46-40 is our final in favor of the Jacksonville Sharks, and Fishers looked really, really good. And I'll be honest, I think it was that Keegan Shoemaker injury that really turned the tides, and then Jacksonville's defense just really stepped up, really got after Jaya Wright and company, and really just shut everything down pretty much in the second half. So let's take a look at the game leaders here, and both teams turned it over to their backup quarterbacks, one to kind of provide a spark, and it worked. The other one out of necessity for an injury. Tyler Huff, 4 of 5, 37 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. But what do you kind of expect for a guy who was thrust in there somewhere in, the second quarter, third quarter, somewhere like that? So, yeah, what can you do? I know Blaine Espinoza had roughly the same stats. I know he had 37 yards and a touchdown as well. Tyler Huff, 12 carries, 72 yards, 3 touchdowns is your leading rusher. And Marcus Rogers, 3 catches, 39 yards, and 1 touchdown. For the Fishers Freight, leading passer Jaya Wright, 3 for 5, 39 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. So, not a bad thing when you think, 2 touchdowns and you completed 3 passes. That's not bad. I mean, you can make your stats say whatever you want. Shane Simpson, 15 carries, 40 yards, no touchdowns. And Shavera Smith, 2 catches, 36 yards, and 1 touchdown. Taking a look at the team stats, Jacksonville, 5 for 10 on third downs and 2 for 2 on fourth downs. That's actually pretty good. Like I've said it in previous recaps, if you're getting about 50%, give or take, third down conversions, I think that's pretty good. Anything underneath that, it kind of depends. But for the most part, if you're hitting 50%, I think that's a pretty good day at the office. Third downs for Fishers, 2 for 6 and 1 for 4 on fourth down. So the 4 that they did not get on third downs, they only went 1 for 4 on fourth downs. So again, not good at all for Fishers. They just couldn't get it done in the crunch time moments. Total yards favor Jacksonville. Again, Jacksonville was down in this. They were down 28-14 at the half, and they exploded in that second half, and that defense stepped up. There's a reason why Jacksonville has more total yards. Passing, both these teams really just relied on rushing in this game. Passing yards, 74-73. They both passed for roughly the same amount, completed roughly the same amount, but surprisingly, no interceptions. Now, you didn't throw the ball a lot, so there's not a lot of opportunities, but all things considered, no interceptions. There you have it. Rushing, 143-109. Both rushed for roughly the same amount, 34-32 attempts. 1 field goal for Jacksonville, and they do have that deuce as well. And this is where it gets insane. I think I wrote this down in my notes. A lot of penalties. A lot of penalties in this one. And I know in one of the indoor football forums on Facebook, someone was just calling this out as just blatant. Oh my God, the refs have it out for Jacksonville. And when I started watching this game, I was like, I don't think so. And by the end of this game, I was fully on that side of they will not stop calling unsportsmanlike. It just seemed like if your shoe was untied and it's not double knotted, you're an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And it's, again, there's some penalties that do need to be called. If there's a face mask or the obvious ones, false start, offsides, away team throws the ball into the stands, which Jacksonville did. But at the same time, the amount of unsportsmanlikes were just crazy in this one. And I feel like they're calling it a lot more, and maybe that's just recency bias with Iowa and Tulsa, but my God, there were a lot of penalties in this one. And I don't know if the AI stats say anything, because I feel like Fisher's got quite a bit of penalties too, but very, very lopsided when you look at this in favor of Jacksonville on the bad side. Only the 1 turnover to speak of, that is Keegan Shoemaker's fumble. But yeah, overall, it was just Jacksonville's defense coming alive there in the second half and really just getting after it. And Fishers had this game. They had this game. They just let it slip through the cracks, and it seems like that's what Fishers has been doing for a couple of games this year. And I don't really know, because at some point you're going to have to play from behind. You're going to have to be able to come back, and they attempted to. I mean, Fishers did have the touchdown, but they didn't recover the onside kick there at the end of the game. And they did make it 37-34 with the Jordan Crest 2-yard touchdown, but at the same time, it's just they let it slip. Their defense couldn't get any stops on Jacksonville's offense when it mattered, and that's where we have it. So, with that, I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to this and all these other recaps, but I try and limit this to about 5 or 6 minutes. But with that, let's go take a look at our third and final recap of our Saturday slate. Our bets, we'll get on out of here. All right, so the final game, week Saturday slate. This one was a doozy, especially when you look at the stats when they're about to pop up over my face. It is insane how eerily similar that they are. So I won't hold it back any longer. Stats over the face. Let's talk about it. We have a 54-47 victory in favor of the Arizona Rattlers. Both quarterbacks, 193 yards, roughly the same amount of completion and attempts, same amount of touchdowns roughly. I mean, it's so weird how similar it is. Snead is your leading passer for Arizona, 17 of 22, 193, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Ron Brown Jr., 16 carries, 73 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Isaiah Houston, 8 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. Ramon Atkins, 16 of 26, 193 yards, 4 touchdowns. Atkins is your leading rusher, 7 carries, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. And Deshaun Stoudemire, leading receiver, 4 catches, 67 yards. Taking a look over at the team stats, boy, did these teams stink when it came to third down. Fourth down, not as bad, 66, 67% for Arizona and 50% for Northern Arizona. But boy, howdy, Arizona did not complete a third down. Now, they weren't in third down often, but every time they did get into a third down and not convert it, they went for it on fourth down and they converted 2 of those. So again, you can sit there and be like, well, they didn't convert a third down, but they converted fourth downs and when it mattered. 1 for 7 for Northern Arizona, and out of that, 2 for 4 on the times that they didn't go for it. So again, what can you do? Total yards, 1 yard off for both sides. Passing, same amount, even. And again, no interceptions, not no turnovers, but no interceptions. Rushing, there were more rushing attempts for Arizona, but 94 to 93, 1 yard off when it comes to that. Neither team attempted a field goal. Penalties, roughly the same, we're off by a couple of yards, and then 1 fumble lost each. I mean, it's just eerie how similar this game was, and it was a nice back and forth too. Now, Arizona was able to kind of make Northern Arizona pay there at the end. They scored the final 14 points. Northern Arizona had a chance in this one. They had quite a few chances to kind of put this away or extend their lead, and they just couldn't get Arizona off the field. And the same thing too, Arizona had chances to put Northern Arizona away, and they couldn't do it. And I think part of it kind of stems from Northern Arizona having Ramon Atkins at quarterback. It's been a breath of fresh air for the Wranglers, and the offense has kind of shown it. The defense did step up and prove that they can play with Arizona, and Arizona, on the other side, shows again they can play close games when it matters. It's not the playoffs yet, but when you need to play close games when it comes towards that end of the season for playoff seeding or in the playoffs or things along those lines, it shows that Arizona can play. They can blow teams out like they have earlier in the season. They can play these close games and make comebacks and do what they need to do. Arizona, just a complete package right now. And for Northern Arizona, again, we are showing that what looked like a lost season early on, what did they start 0-6, I think, or 0-5 or something like that, somewhere similar to that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they started 0-6 to get to where they are now, have a win, play this game close, play a couple of games close, and it's just like this is a complete different team than what we saw in week 3, or week 4. And for Northern Arizona, the wins will come. I think they will, and then it's proving right there. You just need to get the right guys, and I think Ramon Atkins is the right guy for Northern Arizona. So, like I said, I think the wins will come for the Wranglers. They had an opportunity in this one, and if they could have connected, Dalton Snead and Isaiah Houston with that touchdown magic, with that, I know they compared it on social media to the Patriots and the Giants, but if they have that kind of connection on that final play, if Northern Arizona does, and they can connect to that touchdown, oh boy, that's a fun game. You wonder if they go for 2 or if they kick the extra point to go to overtime. What can you do? And it's like I mentioned, I think in the preview for this one, Nolan Susel, a good game for him as well. That 8-yard touchdown, and then the wide open seam route where I can't remember if he was in the backfield or not. I have to go back and look at the highlight, but just to be wide open, catching that 20-yard touchdown pass is beautiful. That guy is another breath of fresh air for that offense. David Elder with a 50-yard kick return. Again, the wins will come for Northern Arizona. It just sucks you're playing in a tough Western Conference where everyone's just beating up on each other. So with that, let's go take a look at our bets, and we'll get out of here. So a win is a win, and I'll take it any way I can get it. Way to go, Bay Area. No, we didn't win this one. Jacksonville, they let that touchdown go in the final minute, so Fishers could cover. So that sucks. I can't get a gauge on Fishers. I never can. No. Oh boy. Northern Arizona could be knocking on the door here for some wins. And that is it for our Week 10 Saturday recap in the Indoor Football League. Like I said in the intro to this, I am going to kind of just speedrun my way through week 11 as we have kind of a longer week. We have one game on Friday and a whole bunch on Saturday for week 12. So between now, when you guys will watch this probably on Monday or on Tuesday, I should hopefully be getting out a couple of week 11 recaps, and we'll get ourselves caught right back up to this. So bear with me. We're right there. We are right there. Promise. So with that, again, as always, I do appreciate the time, the patience, and everything that you guys, whoever's watching this, the dozens and dozens of you, to have the patience to do it. It means a lot. I know I don't owe anyone anything. I'm just doing this and speaking into the void, but for the most part, I do appreciate the people taking the time and everything like that. So it means a lot. If you haven't already, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't want to do all that, I don't care. So with that being said, I'm going to take off here. Got more editing and things like that to do. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video as we get caught up and look forward to week 12. So with that, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.